Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, we're doing a movie episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's with me tonight?
I am Kyle, and yeah, I watched this weird-ass movie.
Hey everybody, Robbie Sherman of Conversations with Robbie Sherman, and I don't hate this, but I don't know if I like it.
Accurate.
So we are here to talk about Street Fighter Alpha, the movie, directed by, I'm going to butcher this, Shigeyasu Yamuchi, written by Riko Yoshida, and it came out in 2000 and produced by Karu Mafum production company Group Tac, who they are. Yeah, so sometimes I make bad decisions, and this was one of them. So we did Street Fighter 2 back in June, I think it was, this year, and I'm like, man, this is a good fucking movie. There's more of them? Oh, I can't wait. And so I didn't think anything about it. It's sitting in my phone. I've been waiting to do it. I'm like, Spooktober's done. I'm like, oh, hey, let's record this. I messaged the other Kyle, Chibi Kyle, who was one that really also pushed like the other Street Fighter movie. And he's like, no, I'm good. I don't really like that movie. And I'm like, oh, I'm surprised. And I'm not surprised anymore why he said that. So that's what we're here to talk about tonight. And I always start with all memories. I have no memories of this movie. I never saw it. I didn't even know it existed until earlier this year when I first discovered it, that it existed. That's my history. Kyle.
Yeah, so I've definitely seen this movie before, but I did not remember it being the way that it is. And so I was either like drunk or high or probably both. I don't know, but I did not have a lot of memories of this. So it was basically like watching it for the first time. And oh boy, was
my
it the first time.
And Rob.
I honestly did not. Okay, this was not the movie I thought it was. I think I thought this was a different Street Fighter property. I saw there's another thing that's like an alpha-related anime property. So maybe I thought this was that because I did not anticipate it being almost entirely centered around Ryu and his long-lost brother. And it kind of took me aback because I don't know, this didn't feel like a Street Fighter movie. This felt like the Ryu solo movie you give him when you decide to branch off from the franchise. Like, why we got the name Street Fighter on this thing? Like, we barely do any Street Fighting. Like,
it's so fucking weird. So I have a plot summary for this movie.
Yeah.
So let's take a character that you beloved and look at a beloved franchise. And we take the Alpha Series, which has 3 games to draw from, and we throw all in the trash, give you Ryu's brother, who isn't really his brother, spoiler alert, take away all the great villains like Bison and Akuma, and introduce some bullshit, and nothing makes sense. There's my plot summary.
Okay,
I know it's awful.
That's pretty close. I looked up this movie like before we watched it, and it's like the taglines are like, oh, martial arts masters Ken and Ryu enter this fighting tournament, and like I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, what the, like, am I watching the same movie that I like read about? Because boy, does the first half of the movie just does not make sense at all.
And there is a good story in Alpha. Like, Alpha 1 involves Bison. There is a good story there. And Alpha 2, there's stuff to draw from in the Alpha series. And like when we first were going to watch it, I thought that's what it was going to be. I thought it was going to be something based on that. Like this movie, on the cover of the DVD, when you look at like even the opening credits of the movie, it shows you Akuma. Guess who's not in this movie? Akuma.
He's got one scene. He's in the movie for like 50
but you think
seconds.
It would have been an Akuma movie, which is the other movie that the OVA that Robbie thought thought it was that, which is also bad, I've heard. But that one's actually focused on Akuma. But I care less now after this.
That's fair. The whole starting out with Akuma, and then the part when they go, like, not to like get too far ahead, but like the part when they go to see Akuma is just like chilling.
Stupid.
Like it's so stupid, but like it's also like, it's so weird. It's like also like one of the best parts of the movie because like, what the hell is going on here? This is just beyond, like, it's just so far out there.
It takes you by surprise, but it's not necessarily the surprise you want or a surprise that like salvages large parts of the movie. It actually muddles large parts of the movie and the way they've been like curating your supposed interest in the relationship. Like it actually like throws away a good deal of the emotional buildup they've been going for, while at the same time being so completely out of left field that you don't expect it. Like, I don't know, it's just not like a satisfying surprise. Damn.
Yep, that is a fair statement.
I mean, I was watching this earlier, and part of the reason why I was late is because I kept rewinding because I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. I was going insane with this stupid little movie. On
If
top
it makes
of that,
you feel any better, the people who made the movie don't know what the fuck was going on either.
really,
Yeah.
okay.
The through lines in this movie are so muddy.
Well, I mean, like, did you come across some articles, maybe people
I
talking
haven't.
about?
I'm just referencing how
Okay.
bad the movie was. Sorry.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it feels like they have a sense of what they're doing, but there's just like these long editing issues where they leave in still frames and stuff to kill time, and it drags out the drama, and that fucks things hard. Sorry, I keep using the F word. It's hard not to with this
Feel
movie.
free.
Okay, because I'm gonna have to use it a lot.
I mean, this movie. So I watch a lot of stuff for this show, and normally I'm just like, I can find good merits and things. Sometimes things just aren't for me. Yeah, this is a whole nother level of than that. Like, I mean, there are cool elements in here. You have the main story is like Chun-Li, Ryu, Ken, and there's stuff you can do there, like having Chun-Li working for Interpol and having her be a little bit younger. Like, I mean, not much younger, because like between Street Fighter Alpha and Street Fighter 2, I think it's a year or 2 years. It's not very long. I might be wrong, but it's not very long.
I don't need that younger Chun-Li.
She was fine, but I mean, Chun-Li in Street Fighter 2 is obviously
3 to 4 years
best Chun-Li
between the end of Alpha to Street Fighter 2 tournament. So
okay.
Yeah, that's the wiring in a generation's head. The Chun-Li from that Street Fighter movie. Yeah, like they really can't top it. Yeah.
I did like her outfit in this one though.
It
same.
looks okay.
The red top with the black pants or leggings.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I did too.
The Sakuga for her is par excellence. I won't knock that. It looks really good. It has a lot of weight.
I mean, there are elements in here that I was interested in, and I thought like, okay, this can be cool. Like, to go back to your earlier comment, Kyle, like when you have the scene where they're getting ready for where Akuma was, like, it is unsettling, but the payoff is nothing.
Yeah, they just talk they talk for a couple minutes, and then Akuma's like, fucking succumb to the darkness and then come fight me. Let's go. I'll be waiting.
I mean,
all right, cool.
The dumbest shit. Like, I'm like, what?
Oh,
like,
oh my God, yeah.
All this up. And then you go, just joking. Like, what?
And he's actually like so menacing too. Like, especially because you see him in the beginning. So there's that opening shot where he's like, succumbing to the Dark Hado. Like, oh, good Lord. And
like, is that Dark Hado stuff even really part of the video game, like Alpha series? Like, I don't remember that being like
the Dark Hado is a big part of Ryu's story. Like, it isn't Alpha because Akuma killed his master, which is mentioned in here. But like, all that stuff is very much part of Alpha's story.
Okay.
But they don't do anything with it here.
Yeah, okay, because I was so confused. Like, is this really a big part of it? Because they keep squandering opportunities to pull it off. They talk so fucking much about it, but they keep squandering their opportunities to show us the true potential of it. I mean, the end of it, the end of the movie where we kind of see him embrace it is fine, but it still doesn't feel. It doesn't feel like the earlier part with Akuma, which had so much dramatic heft and then pays off into nothing. Yeah.
All the times that Ryu is like powering up for the Dark Hado, you're like, all right, is he actually going to do it this time? Nope.
It reminds me of Dragon Ball Z. That's all I can think of every time. He's like,
the interloper is going to scare him off. Ken Masters, the real hero of this movie.
Yeah.
If I succumb to the Dark Hado, Ken, you have to be the one to kill me.
Oh man, Ken is such a horny best friend throughout this whole fucking thing. He points out he points out that Ryu's mom is not bad looking, which I think is him downplaying how much he's attracted to Ryu's mom. And that felt like that is a moment of crazy dumb humor that I could not believe popped up right there.
He also then, when they're talking about the father, he drops that line where he's like, "Oh yeah, there's got to be a father. Mommy can't make a baby on her own." You're like, "Oh my god."
You're like, why is this here? Like, I mean, that when I watched this movie, I kept asking, like, what is the point of any of these scenes? Like, nothing makes sense to me. Like, why?
I think they're trying to make them feel like a little bit of a brotherly connection between the three of them, and they're building that, but they are really doing a bad job of that. I mean, look, I had a lot of friends when I was growing up who would say lines like these. Maybe I've said a line like this a time or two, but dear Lord, that man is like 32, Like, I don't think he's
not supposed to be. He's a lot younger.
I think he's like so young that he would be spouting off like this to the degree he is. He feels immature to an extreme degree. It was disorienting.
Yeah, this movie really does Ken dirty.
23 and 22 years old, so not as young as I was thinking.
I still think he's past that. He has been all over the damn world and experienced incredible amounts of culture. Come on, why are they doing that to kids?
I don't know. I mean, this movie feels like two different movies. Because, like, the first part has a lot to do with, like, the fear of Akuma coming until, you have that dumb part we talked about where they set up Akuma and then they just go, kidding. And then the second half is the real villain, which is not even from the game. Sadler does not exist in the series whatsoever.
That's like the most disappointing part is like there's the one mention of Shadow Law in the very beginning of the movie where Chun-Li is like, they're funding this guy called Sadler. And you're like, all right. And then that's it. Like, that is the only connection they have to it in the entire film.
Which makes no sense. And also,
like, that's the bad guys of Street Fighter. Like, why would we not use them?
Yeah. And he's here. He's affecting everything in Alpha. Like, you could easily have put him in and it would have made sense. But nope.
You know what? Sadler felt like a Spider-Man villain or something, like his name is just the most basic white guy name you could ask for. And the way they talk about him and the way he like laughs, like, being a little verger perv, like it just, his son
is like,
what the hell?
His like fortress that they go to where oh man, that is like,
I mean,
so lame.
It's so just like it's like a mental health institution with,
and the worst part is,
cement doors that go up and down.
I mean, it's terribly designed, but the worst part is, like, everyone working on this gave it its 110% in drawing it, so it looks really well drawn. But like, damn, this has no character or flavor to it. It's frustrating.
Oh yeah, the artist.
I like the animation.
Like, did put in some work.
But like design wise, sometimes it just feels like we're kind of on autopilot. Like, yep, we gotta get this thing done. But it's pretty well animated. I'm not saying that. I promise. Like, it's very well animated at times.
One thing that really hurts this movie is how much we focus on Ryu's brother Shun or Shin, whatever his fucking name was, who has nothing to do with this series, never exists before or after, and all I could hear was the Digimon voice when he talked. This is the same voice actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's the main I think the main character of Digimon.
Yeah.
And that just threw me the fuck off.
And like his whole thing with the Dark Hado is like just weird as fuck. Like when he fights Zangief, and then when that android thing shows up, like that whole sequence is just like, I mean, great. We've said it. The movie is just weird, but like every piece of it is just so like strange by itself, and then together, you're like, why are all these just weird pieces put together in this puzzle that doesn't fit? Like Zangief was so weird.
I want to know what world Zangief was like. Oh, look, little 10-year-old kid, I'm gonna beat the fucking shit out of him. Yeah, like, I mean, come on now. I don't care what they're paying you, what tournament he entered. When the little 10-year-old kid jumps out of a cage, you're like, all right. And Zangief doesn't even go, oh, I'm not gonna fight you. He just starts pretty much murdering this child. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Zangief would have more respect and be like, no, I'm not gonna fight a child. Nope.
It's so awkward to watch. It's so awkward to watch. Like, one more flick of his finger would have destroyed that child. Like, there's no way you can make me believe that Zangief, like, pile driving this little bastard into the ground, like, would not kill him, like, evaporate him, you know? Make him particles in the air. Like, you can't make me believe that he could survive any of that.
It was so bad. I was like, what is this movie doing? Like, that's where I really questioned it. And then and just having, like, Zangief is cool. I have no problem seeing Zangief. I just have a problem with everything that comes after it and during it. Like, all of it was awful.
The brother stuff.
The whole movie is weird, but I feel like at that fight scene is where it really takes a turn for the, like, just so fucking far out there. Because then even, like, the next fights are just, like, crazy. Like, when Ryu fights that android and just, like, vaporizes it. And you're like, okay, so that got vaporized, but this little kid is alive somehow. Like, no.
There just feels like there's no concrete reality for how people accept damage in this fucking thing. Is my biggest problem, I guess. Because watching it, you're just, you know, like, and like, I do think it has good animation. I think it does have, like, physics. But I also think it doesn't respect the, like, weight of a fight. You know, I feel like it doesn't. When people are moving around with each other in a fight, it's almost like they're always at equal strength. Like, the child can, you know, take on Zangief in a way that you know, would be fine for Ryu on his own. But he shouldn't be able to on any level whatsoever. No matter how many little Super Saiyan powers he has, you know, Zangief could kill him reasonably.
Right.
Like, it shouldn't be an issue. Like, and the fact that they've decided to do this and to play this child off like he is the equal of Ryu, like, because that's what the unintended subtext is, right? Like, that he is so powerful, and him and Ryu are these, you know, brothers, you know, fated for the greatest, you know, fighting ability of all time on a certain level. But because they don't, like, make the weight of his sacrifices come out the way they should, maybe until the very end, maybe there's just a little bit of grit there. But yeah, like, anytime he has to fight someone, it just doesn't feel right. It just feels like somebody plopped a little shonen character into this, you know, huge Street Fighter movie that should be fucking hard in a way that this isn't. Like, this is
there's a lot of things that, like, don't, because, like, if you like, later on, it's when Chun-Li and Ken are fighting the one dude too at the Sadler place, and like he breaks Chun-Li's back, and then like, 2 minutes later she, like, kicks herself out of it, and I'm just like, nope, your back is broken. Your back is just broken.
Why do you let her do that if you want it to be an impactful moment? You ruined the impact of your moment. I hate that shit.
Yeah, like, that blow was nothing.
You know, like,
so stupid.
If you're gonna do that, you gotta let that, like, pace out for a little bit. Like, maybe we see her at the hospital standing up or something. Like, you know, something better than that.
Which is something they do in Street Fighter 2, the movie, after, when she's in the hospital after the fight with Vega, when she's, like, fucked up. You're like, yeah, this makes sense.
It just, that's where the movie really loses me, is when you get into all that stuff with Sadler. That's when I think the movie just gets god awful, is during all that type of crap.
Yeah,
the
whole thing with Sadler and how he, like, transforms. Like, what? Can someone actually, like, explain that to me? Because I watched this movie
and I'm still not really sure. He finally captured all of Ryu's data, and now he can, like, harness it to its fullest extent.
I
through the
love
weird
too that
tables,
like
protein
when
tables.
when he takes all their data, it leaves them like zombies. And there's even like a point where Ken tells him, he's like, he's gonna steal all your data. And you're like,
Oh my god,
What?
I forgot all that bullshit. Thank you.
Oh my god, that stuff
Like-
made me laugh. Like, what the hell is going on
like,
here?
like that's a line. That's a thing that happened in this
Oh yeah, no,
movie.
that's a multiple line in this movie. They're gonna take your data. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you what movie? Like, why are we having a Street
mean-
Fighter movie where they're screaming about taking your data? I'm just like,
And-
what am I watching?
I didn't
Are
think
we in a
Elon Musk was in this
simulation?
movie, you
Like,
know?
yeah, that
So-
that part, that whole thing was so crazy. And like he absorbed the data into him. He had all the like weird tentacle things like going into his who thought of who came up with that? How did
I've been
somebody
watching.
like arrive at that? Like, this is gonna be our villain. This is what he's gonna do.
I don't have anything to answer that one.
It's just crazy.
Like, I watched a ton of freaking, Dragon Ball Z lately, and watching this movie, they felt like I was watching a Street Fighter movie, but taking place in the Dragon Ball Z universe. And that's not a compliment. I mean, I like Dragon Ball Z, but it's just like, what the fuck with the amount of time you see Ryu powering up to do the Dark Hado, and it's like, you're not a Super Saiyan, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck movie?
Pretty much is a Super Saiyan.
In this, yes. But to go back to Rob's point, like, they could have done the stuff that they did in the other movie and made it more to a degree. I mean, there's a little bit of craziness, but to the most degree, it's realistic. Not like this crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is cartoony compared to Street Fighter 2. Like, I feel like this has cartoon physics all over the place compared to that one. And, that is a movie where people are jumping around in the air and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But this feels like just stretchier. Like, things float around in a different way. There's the way attacks work and the way they affect the ground and stuff. I don't think you're wrong in your Dragon Ball Z comparisons. I wouldn't be surprised if some of those guys, from that sphere were working on this either.
Yeah,
I will say,
entirely possible.
they do a good job with the video game design. Like the actual video game designs, like they're pretty good on their line work and keeping it intact, making it move properly. I'll give them a lot of props for the animation. It's pretty clear. I even kind of like the very bright color scheme, though I think that might be because like a lot of early digital productions, they had trouble keeping the colors, the proper darkness in a certain way. I've heard about that through a lot of productions when they started going to digital.
That's fair.
The
I mean, they make it work
animation
here.
is
I will
good.
say that. Like, I mean, we said it multiple times, but like, they do make the animation work. Like, they even try to have some cameos. Like, at one point, I thought the movie was gonna get good, and
Yeah.
they have a whole scene where they cameo almost everyone from Alpha 1 and 2, and I'm like, okay, and it's all 1 second, 2 second scene. And you see I'm like, what the fuck? Like, they show Roldo, I think is the guy's name, the guy from Final Fight that runs around really fast. I can't remember his name. Oh well. But they have a whole bunch of people that are from the Alpha games, and they just don't do anything with them. Rose, another character who's very, very important to the Alpha story and plays into the story later on in Street Fighter. She's only in this stupid movie in Ryu's head where he sees tarot cards. They don't do anything with her.
No payoff thing. Like, her scenes were just really far out there and weird, and then like they amounted to absolutely nothing. Completely pointless.
Yeah, because her whole point is that she's the other half of Bison. But Bison's not even in this movie, so you don't need her to be in this movie since you don't even have Bison.
Yep. Yeah, her scenes were weird, and they came out of like nowhere.
Yeah, they don't lead up to anything. They don't do anything. Like, I don't know if they thought they were going to get a sequel to this movie, so they were like leaving some things on the table. I don't get it.
How would you? What the fuck would us imagine? Where would a sequel?
We got 3 Alpha games.
Like,
There's 3,
cow.
and 2 and 3. Well, 1 and 2 are the same story. 2 just enhances it because fighting games. 3 is a new story. It takes place after Alpha, but during the Alpha part of the Alpha series. But you don't need to hear all that right now. But like, that's what I don't understand. Is there's so much stuff here. Like, why are you going with all this shit? And everything with the brother is just annoying. And eventually, the brother gets captured and put inside the body of the robot thing, which also makes no sense. Like, we're not watching Neon Genesis here.
Yeah,
massive,
that was.
massive waste of time that it is watching the little brother try to ingratiate himself between Ryu and Ken, and repeating the one line like for a couple of very flat jokes that just don't have any punch at all is insane. Like it just feels like it feels like ridiculous that someone got all that money and they decided this is what I'm going to do with it for my Fighter film. Like it feels like an insult or something. Like I don't know why the hell they want me to this.
It was an insult. It was an insult to me, the guy who watched it.
Yeah.
He is the worst part of the movie by far.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then he turns out like he's not even his actual brother. I didn't even understand what was going on. Like nothing made sense.
Like it doesn't help us create character for Ryu. It just takes focus away from Ryu into this like nobody character that dies at the end. So everything that was about him goes away, and all the character development we thought we had for Ryu on a new level goes away. So there's nothing left for Ryu to salvage from that character anymore. Like it's a wasteful character that doesn't matter.
I mean, don't we even have a scene where Ryu gets his ass beat by just random thugs, if I remember correctly?
Yeah, that's after he gets kidnapped and they like are just beating the shit out of him.
His fake brother is gone or something, right?
Well, no, he's refusing to fight anymore because he doesn't want to turn into a Kuma, and so he's just being a big bitch, big weepy baby, basically. Okay. But yeah, the whole thing is like he's like, I can't fight anymore because I'm destined to become Akuma. Why do I fight? The whole why do I fight thing that was like threaded throughout this whole movie was like we haven't even touched on Sakura yet, and like
not yet. I'm waiting. Don't worry.
That is a whole nother piece of this movie.
Let's finish up on Ryu because I don't want to get to that exactly. We should save that for people.
No, that's
I'm
fair.
glad we warned them.
That's totally fair. But yeah,
okay. I was wondering, because I was watching this movie in between phone calls, and like there was just stupid shit in here, and so I would pause it. But like, I mean, I watched this movie the wrong way, but at least I got it done. That was my mindset, and I don't think I missed much.
Watching it the right way does not make it any more cohesive.
No.
I didn't think so.
I promise you.
I also try, so like before we do these episodes, I always try to watch like YouTube videos so I can kind of get a little like caught up and just kind of get the opinion of other people. There are only 2 reviews on YouTube for this movie. Only 2. And that is not normal for stuff I look up on this show. There were more Hobbit reviews than there was for this. So
that makes sense. There. The Hobbit is a decent movie compared to this.
Yes, it was. I mean, this the only good thing in this movie
Hobbit,
besides
like
the animated one.
Oh yeah, okay.
We covered it.
I know which one you're talking about then. Yeah.
That was actually a good movie. This is something else that is not good.
That's because that movie stuck to its source material, and this movie tried to do its own thing, and that was not a good choice.
I mean, is this an attempt to make it like appealing to a mass audience? Is that why we have all this bullshit sentimentality here?
Like, I don't think so.
Of that? Like, I don't. It does. That's the only excuse I could find for it. I thought like maybe they got this and they just had to please their executives or something, so they made this super like lame, like tearjerker kind of thing, and it just that was the only reasoning I could think of.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that's what it was. I don't know the backstory to this movie. I would have liked to have someone tell me, like, oh, hey, they had a really hard time. But there's very little information about this movie. Like, it's just, it's a forgettable movie that people don't talk about, and I understand why now.
Yep.
Like, I thankfully didn't buy this. It wasn't streaming on any websites or any of the streaming services I have, but I did find it on the internet and watch it that way. And normally I don't like doing that. I am so happy I didn't pay for this movie or give any fool who somehow owns this movie any money because they don't deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of heinous. Yeah. Like, they also, they take advantage of the child thing because Sakura is a little bit sexualized through this whole movie. Like, they do lots of close-ups on her legs. There's a couple of upskirt shots. Like, it feels a little out of hand or something. I don't know. Like, they don't frame it the way other people who would be trying to take advantage of such a thing would normally. So it feels like it's part of the movie in a I don't know, in a better way, but it just feels like heinous, like every time it pops up. Because there's just moments where she's fighting and you'll get a couple of little shots. They have one shot in that office building or bar, wherever the hell it is at. I can't keep track of anything in this piece of shit.
No, that's fine. The movie didn't
But
either, for the record.
yeah, like they give her the exact same blocking. Like every time she falls down on the floor, and it's like a close up of her legs and her skirt, and it just feels too purposeful, you know? Like maybe that's just them being cheap and recycling the shot, but at the same time, every time they do it, it feels like it's intended to do that. And the shot where she's walking through the woods and they have like a camera on the ground and she literally just walks right over it. And that made me so fucking frustrated. I was like, I mean, like, is that intentionally like meant to rile people up or something? Like, what the hell? Like, this movie gives you all kinds of.
Yeah, that part was terrible. I do love her friend who like tags along with her though, who's just like, I'm fucking so sick of this. Why are we doing this?
I liked her.
Yeah, she cracked me up. Like every time they get to a new place and it's like, oh, he's not here. You got to go somewhere else. She's like, God damn it.
The voice
Another thing
acting.
with Sakura, for those that don't know, she's also 15 or 16 in this movie at this time frame to make it worse. So
just terrible.
she's a good fighter. Like she can fight, and that's why she ends up in the tournament in Alpha. And in this movie, she gets her ass beat both times she has any type of thing. And then that one scene, which this has got to be early 2000, this is 2000, but like late 90s Japan anime or something. Those guys are going to rape her before Ken breaks in and kills and beats the shit out of them. Like that's what's insinuated in this movie. I'm just like, really? Is this necessary?
That's totally the implication there. And yeah, that scene, because like she goes for the kick and he dodges it, and she's like, I've seen that kick connect 100 times. And you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I mean, she can fight. Like, that's what I don't understand and also, she doesn't even do anything in this movie. Like, you don't need her character there. I don't think she even interacts with Ryu at all, really. Like, maybe a little bit, but like, she doesn't need to be here. Like, she serves no purpose in this movie.
She's important in the very beginning, which that part is hilarious. Because the very beginning, when when you first meet Chun-Li and Ryu, and the guys have the gun, and the dude picks up the kid and he's got the gun to his head. And Ryu gives the kid to Sakura. He's like, can you watch her? And then he sits on the bench for a second and then starts crying. And like, I was like, man, that is like the most little kid thing ever, where it's like, he has no idea what just happened to him. He's not sure if he should be upset or not, but adults seem upset, so he's upset.
Oh my god! What the hell is up with the way they put children in danger in this movie? Like, it doesn't feel like edgy fun. Like it feels
that guy
really
picks up. That kid's like a 4-year-old, and he just has a gun to that kid's head. You're like, holy shit, holy cow!
And isn't this Japan where guns aren't really that common either? If I remember correctly,
yes.
So what the fuck? To go back to the Zangief Shun fight, 'cause I'm watching it right now. God, is it stupid? But there's like whole talk about him doing the Dark Hado, and I hate everything about Shun in this movie. And apparently that is the internet course too. For what little I saw on the internet, everyone hates Shun or Shin, whatever the fuck his name is again. Yeah. They're like, don't watch the movie with the brother. I'm like, thanks for that warning. A little too late.
And like all of the animations of Zangief's face, like during when he's like, they're powering up the Dark Hados and stuff. Like, holy cow.
And then that thing never goes anywhere. Like, he fights Zangief in that little whatever the fuck, this underground tournament or whatever the hell, where you actually are lowered in cages to the concrete battlefield. It doesn't go anywhere. Like, I don't think it's even like, it just happens and they move on.
And then Ryu just casually destroys a fucking building.
Again, Dragon Ball Z. That's like, this feels like early Dragon Ball Z with their power levels.
Just
hell, right now I'm watching
blast this fucking building to oblivion.
I bet they listen to so much 9 Inch Nails in that fucking place too.
I mean, Kyle, you made a comment in the chat before our recording, which I think you hit it on the nail, or hit the nail on the head, is that this is late 90s anime. Like, this is what was happening at the time, and that's what this movie is.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a product of having been made in 1999.
It feels like the real tail end of the anime excess in a certain way. Like it's not as violent as some things, but the way they treat children in this fucking movie and the way the way they act like about some
Yeah,
It's so fucking
it's
strange.
it goes so many places.
And when Ryu does power up with the Dark Hado in the fight with Zangief, I'm watching it right now. Everything looks like a Dragon Ball Z movie because the bandana's flowing in the sky. Like I'm like, this is not Street Fighter. Like I don't understand.
Ryu also grows like fangs when he powers up with the Dark Hado.
Dark Ryu is a character in the Street Fighter series. It comes later, but he is a character. Or Evil Ryu, whatever the fuck they call him, which shows that if it's a what if, like if Ryu gave in to the Dark Hado, what would happen. But God, it's just. And then throughout a lot of this movie, like you start seeing this random guy with glasses and be like, oh, the power and the data, and I'm just like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, man, he's like getting a fucking erection to like collecting data. Like his whole thing, like I'm looking at this shot at 36:39 in this movie when he's just like it's him. Like holy cow.
I mean, this is a horny movie in a certain way, right? Like,
Yeah,
They
like,
show you
in
Sakura's panties twice. Right there.
yeah,
There you
I think at least 3 times. At least, I think 3 times.
That's too much.
It wasn't.
One was too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, there's
And I'm not
maybe
against
one at the
panty
end
shots
as
in
well.
anime.
Like
But she's 16. I got problems with it.
I need a fucking grown woman to be, sexualized or something if we're gonna go that far. Like, just a grown fucking woman.
Yeah, I don't mind then. I got no
Yep.
problem if your character, like, I can't do it otherwise. Like, it bothers me.
Yeah,
like, I know that's a thing
Oh,
in
yeah.
anime. I can't do it. I'm
it
like, nope.
It has to be adults.
Yeah.
Like
I'm too old now. Like, I remember when I was
Yep.
a much younger, Mike had looked at hentai and didn't bother. I mean, I still watch some, but I'm like, nah, a lot of them, like, I can't do it. Like, nope, like, nope, we're too young looking. I'm too old for this shit.
yeah.
But it's just something funny. I know Japan. That's just Japan especially at this time. I feel like in a nutshell at times. Hell, I watched the show. I watched the anime Chibits and the way they turn her on, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So I don't need to go any further than that. But yes,
We don't need to talk about that one.
Chibits is a good anime though. But yeah, I do like Chibits a lot.
That thing used to weird me out watching it. It's so cute and strange. Like, dear Lord.
So Ryu fights the clone or the android thing, whatever the fuck it is, earlier, and he beats it, correct? And then he fights it again in the fake tournament that Sadler puts on.
Yeah.
Okay, because I guess it got powered up by data.
Yeah. And then he fights Sadler. Like Sadler's like the ultimate. He transforms into Super Sadler and then gets.
Oh yeah, and then that's when also the kid gets captured by Sadler, which is what gets Ryu all upset. I did laugh when Sakura is in the hospital. She's playing Street Fighter 3 on her.
Yeah, I saw that.
Handheld.
That was pretty on her. If you catch that, she's playing it on a Wonder Swan.
I was so happy.
Is like a real life thing, right? I was like, that is
Yes, it is
cool. I was like, that's awesome.
It's not something I ever mess with actually, but like I know enough about Street Fighter that I knew that was Street Fighter 3 based on the other character in the image. That made me laugh.
I had a what was it called? A Game Gear, and it kind of sucked. But then I found out about Neo Geo, and then I found out about the Wonder Swan. I actually want the Wonder Swan a lot, and I want the Neo Geo Pocket really badly.
I mean, you can get a Steam Deck and have all those things on there. It won't be as small, but it can play all those things you just mentioned just fine.
God damn
You
it,
can
Mike!
also
Let me have the sound.
pay way less money and get an Ambernick thing and play all of those.
Yes, he's right. Those are good too.
Alone, people. Stop it, okay?
The Ambernick's smaller, so hey.
Yeah,
there's
the
that.
Ambernick is pretty small.
And Neo Geo, I'm sure, is ridiculously expensive right now if you were to actually go out and try to buy
Oh,
one.
Yeah, it's only a pipe dream for me. I'll never afford a Neo Geo or a Neo Geo Pocket.
All right. And then I think you have another scene with Rose for no fucking reason.
There's
The
just
tournament, okay, and it's
no
50-some
payoff.
minutes when you have the whole, like, fake Akuma part where you think Akuma's going to show up when they're with all, like, the dummy bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
Wood. I do
What
like Chun-Li's
happens to-
outfit, to go back to it. I really like that outfit.
I must admit, I did like
Yeah.
the like office outfit they gave her. I thought that looked really
Same.
sharp.
Not as
Yeah.
good as the red outfit, but Chun-Li doesn't really do anything in this movie other than get almost
Yeah.
murdered by Sadler.
Yeah, she's a real non-factor.
Like, Vega is in one scene of this movie where he almost kills Dan, and then Dan is in this movie later for no reason.
Okay, there is one slightly funny joke where her skeezy coworker walks in and she like sits in front of her computer and he kind of insinuates that she's looking at pornography. And I don't know, it's a slight laugh. It's just a little bit of something. Admittedly, it feels very low key for this type of movie and what it entails, but I mean, there was still a slight thing there. I will give him that.
I don't know, I was surprised they worked in most of the Alpha fighters, and they also like focus on Birdie for some reason, where he gets captured and tortured. I'm like, you picked one of the dumbest characters,
Yeah.
and that's who you're gonna focus on. Like, there are better characters. I would have rather had what is his name, Sodom, the fucking fake samurai guy.
Sadat?
Yeah.
I forget his name. You have characters that I played Alpha. We did it on the show earlier this year, but I can't fucking remember. But I can guarantee you there was no freaking mental asylum where people were being experimented on in there. So yeah, so fucking weird. I don't understand who thought that's where we should go with this movie. Is we're gonna have people in a mental asylum prison where this tournament's being held. It just makes no sense.
None of the characters have any like outward sense that they understand what they have committed when they destroyed that entire building. You know, they killed hundreds of people probably who were being like mindless slaves that got data farmed. Like, what the hell is going on with this movie? Like, there is just no sense of like any consequence. Like, you know, Chun-Li never went back to Interpol and was like, well, this guy totally blew down a building and we're just you know, like there's nothing like you know, she was trying to track Ryu, I think, to fight him, but if she's an Interpol agent, she should be using her powers to be like, I'm gonna get weird metahumans like you off the fucking street, Ryu. You can't be trusted. Going to jail, Ryu. Like,
I mean,
give her some semblance of a character.
Yeah, it's everything is so weird. Like, the fact that you have all these characters, like Street Fighter 2, the movie, the good one, like they have cameos of all the fighters, and some have, you know, longer. But even the short, like Fei Long cameo is still something. Where, like I said earlier, this is so short. Like the seconds they give you, and I'm like, and some of the characters don't even have lines. They're like, why are they like they don't? You don't need to do this. This is just stupid.
Yeah, you
like
see,
the thing with Dan, I'm okay with.
Like a second.
Because Dan Hibiki is a joke character, like I'm fine with that. But the rest, like Guy, fuck, I wish I need to look up these characters' names. I cannot fucking remember anybody from Street Fighter Alpha. This movie doesn't say anybody's name because they don't matter. So you know that doesn't help me any. Oh, it's so bad.
Reportedly, cameo extras are Aiden, Guy, Dalsim, Katana, which is the one you were talking about, Sodom, and Rolento F. Shugurg.
Okay, Rolento is the guy from Final Fight 2 who they put in this game. Like, I mean, you have these little scenes and he just goes, data, I collect the data one by one. I'm like, you're not Cell. What the fuck are you doing? I'm watching way too much Dragon Ball Z.
The whole data stuff was just so like I said, the fact that like by having their data taken from them, it somehow like lobotomized them.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Your computer watched me fight too many
take
times.
it.
I'm a zombie now.
Like, I don't mind the idea of little cameras in Dragon Ball Z, watching them and copying their fighting styles. Like, they would have went that road. But no, like you said, taking the data, that doesn't make any sense. It's not how it, like, it's just so stupid.
Right? Like, are we in Digimon? Like, do we go to the digital world for this movie?
I mean, we have the voice from the show. Does that count?
Yeah, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. We got data.
Also, Steve Blum is the voice of Ken. So every so often I would hear Spike come out.
Yeah, and I heard it once and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's got to be Steve Blum. Sorry.
You might be right and I might be wrong, to be fair. I didn't look it up. I'm going off my memory banks. Maybe my data was sucked away from this movie too, so who knows?
I thought about buying his voice course one time, but it just seemed like so much money, and I just don't care that much.
It's Steeple.
Yeah, I mean, he's good. He does what he does, and it's very good. But I just didn't feel like I could make myself pay the money for it.
I wouldn't have, so don't feel bad. I don't know, when the whole thing, like when the android does finally show up after it absorbs everybody's data, and then it, like, Shun is inside the android for some reason, and they keep showing you Shun inside the android, like, moving around like he's in a goo, and I kept thinking, like, Neon Genesis or something. I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? Like, why? Like, you don't need it. I could be okay, like, using, like, some kind of suit or something, like, and that's it, but you see him bouncing around, his head comes out of, like, the stomach, and he's like, Ryu! And I'm like, what the fuck, movie?
Yeah.
This shit makes me so frustrated because when I'm watching it, it's like, man, they're still keeping things together with this. This looks like it has a bunch of weight to it, in the animation and execution, but I don't care about that in my Street Fighter movie. I don't know where the hell it came from in my Street Fighter movie, and I don't, like, by that point, I'm just like, I don't know how the hell my Street Fighter movie got to this degree. Like, man, frustrating shit. Oh my word.
Yes.
The strangest thing. And I did not like how they pretty much almost murdered Chun-Li, like where she gets her leg broken. That was just kind of, I did not like that.
That part is, he breaks her back and then he like splits her in half. It's like, because they only show his hands, so you're not really sure what goes on, but you're like, he just ripped that woman like literally in half. I wondered that. I was like, did Chun-Li, when I first saw it, I was like, did Chun-Li really just get killed in this movie? Like, what the hell? There's no way. And then, of course, no, like I said, she, like, kicks herself out of it and, like, is fine. Not 30 seconds later.
I think she's limping at least.
She kicked herself back into being a whole person. That's what she did. She put her foot down, just pushed herself back up. Yeah, she's doing okay.
I mean, the issue with this guy, too, is that he doesn't fit in the anime he's in.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a realistic type of person in any shape or form. And not like Street Fighter's realistic, to be fair, I'm well aware of this, but he just doesn't fit in here. Like, he spreads her legs, it looks like, when he... What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks like he, like, rips her in half. Like...
The directing for this type of stuff is awful, like they have like very, very good animators like trying to pull off these moments, but they're also not fully committing to whatever moment they're supposed to be going for. So you see these actions happen, but they don't correlate to what happens later. It's hell trying to.
And the last 15 minutes of this movie are just them fighting the stupid android with the brother's face keep coming out of it. Like, the android does some kind of attack out of his mouth. Like, again, everything here, I'm going to keep saying this, and I'm sorry, but it feels like Dragon Ball Z again. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, they're just throwing ki blasts all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Ryu and them can do it, yes, but they like power up and like all his power levels, like it's just these are fighters. There's no skill in it just really was irritating. And then the whole fact like Sandler is hooked up to something or Sadler to how he's controlling the android and eventually it overpowers him and kills him. Yeah, it's so stupid.
The one time Ryu throws the freaking Hadouken, it gets deflected and it's just so unsatisfying.
It's like Dragon Ball Z.
I wanted the whole goddamn movie to see him throw that thing. For them to just take that away from me with no impact. I hate it. I hated that so much.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I hated it too.
The use of...
This murders your want to be a fan. Like, that's what this movie fucking does.
I didn't like any of it. Like, the fight just seemed too long. It all just felt...
like... Because first you get the whole part with him, like, the android, like, beating up Ken and Chun-Li, and then it's like, all right, now Ryu's going to be the hero, and we're going to fight for... This fight will only last 3 minutes. 30-minute episodes later.
You act like you mean Namek is going to blow up in 5 minutes while we go on for, 20 episodes.
And the craziest part is that was the wildest, like, use of time in Dragon Ball. Until the Tournament of Power in Dragon Ball Super happened.
Oh, is it good? I haven't watched Super yet.
The time compressed in that is unbelievable. The amount of shit that happens in the time frame that tournament is supposed to take place during, incredible.
It's
worth watching,
win this
but it's
fight?
just wild.
I will. It's on my to-do list. Does he give in to the heart
No, he
Wait, no, then
masters it. He like relaxes and is able to throw like the light Hadouken.
wait, no, Sadler becomes the clone and kicks out the little brother? Am I watching this correctly?
It takes some really
Wow.
weird turns.
He
The
had no
android, yeah,
use
he's
for
in the
it
android, then he
anymore.
hits him with the Darkado. He comes out of the brother comes out, and then Sadler takes over it, and then he beats the shit out of Sadler as a Darkado or something. What the fuck?
It
I don't
doesn't really make any sense.
okay, good. See, and then, you have another scene with Rose, and and the way he kills him also reminded me of Dragon Ball Z. He just throws like a giant energy blast at him and like engulfs him in it.
Yep, he just gets vaporized.
It felt like when they killed. It felt like when Gohan beat Cell. That's how it felt to me.
Yeah, there's just no beam struggle. And then you get the post-credit scenes where you see what Chun-Li's up to. She's beating up dudes on the streets, and then
Which is not Chun-Li,
right? And then you
Okay.
finally
I didn't
see,
watch this.
You finally see Ryu and Akuma like about to fight.
God
I
damn,
turned the
this
movie off when
stupid-
I got to this point the first time. I'm watching it now. There's something with Sakura.
Oh, the part with Sakura is terrible. It's more just like
Is that the
dumb,
third-
just awful. It might be.
Okay. I thought that might be the third upskirt. Yeah.
And then like
and you have
like you were
Ken-
saying, like all the shots with her like leg, like her final shot is her like jumping in the air, right? And it's like
Yes.
it's terrible. It's
They're
terrible.
obsessed with her skirt. Like they show her
terrible.
skirt a lot of the time more often than they do her like upper parts of her body and her like face. Like it feels very strange like at times. I don't like it. Frustrates me.
Oh, I did not realize. You're right, Kyle. The last part of this movie is Ryu getting ready to fight Akuma, and then the movie just ends.
Yeah, they're like going at each other, and then it's over.
I wonder if they thought they were going to get a sequel.
They were ready for Street Fighter Alpha 2, man, and then we're gonna start with an epic battle between Ryu and Akuma, and that would have been great.
They could have just done that for Street Fighter Alpha 1. My God. Like, my God, that was the movie I came here to see. What the hell are we doing?
Oh, hey, here's something
Yeah.
funny. So I'm looking at comments on this website. One of the comments is, man, the first half is gold. Beautiful art direction, music, characters, feels. Second part is the hottest trash. What were they thinking? How could they think second part had anything to do with Street Fighter?
It is just like two different
All
movies
trash.
almost. Like,
But yes.
but yeah, it's all trash. Well, this movie's 100 is an hour and 33 minutes, and it is not a tight hour and 33 minutes. It drags. It somehow drags, and it's that.
I had a
short
hard time.
and, like nonsensical.
I had a hard time getting through it because I tried watching it the other night and I spent like just half an hour being like, where in the fuck is this movie going? Like the jokes drag out with the little brother. You know what? If we're going to do those little brother, I'm the little brother jokes, those little things, you need to make them punt. You need to make them have comedic timing in a way that doesn't drag out.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, I'm looking at the OVA, the Street Fighter Alpha Generations, which I had thought originally was planning to do that next. That the animation is awful for their faces, by the way.
Yeah.
Maybe
that
it's
one's bad.
We're not covering that, by the way. I'm going to just put that out right now to the people listening. Like, yeah, I'm done. After this movie, fuck. I mean, I will do the Street Fighter 4 stuff eventually,
They're
because that's actually
they're
canon.
good Street Fighter.
I'm
Like,
done.
Like what? Street Fighter 2.5 or 2V.
V, the show. I mean, that's that's fine. But there's also 2 Street Fighter 4 movies that are actually part of the story. There's one called Ties That Bind that came out, I think, around the time the game did, which is like the story of how Street Fighter 4 happens or gets together. I don't know. There's actually important stuff to that one. And there's also an OVA, which is Jury's story, who is one of the characters from Street Fighter 4. But yeah, that I will watch. At some point when I finally get to Street Fighter 4, I will watch those, but I'm fucking done.
Well, and I mean, one of the things I mentioned this earlier before we were recording. One of the things that hurts this movie the most is that the Street Fighter 2 animated movie exists as a movie and it's phenomenal. And so we know what like a good Street Fighter movie is capable of being. And boy,
I mean, this isn't even a coherent movie.
This is not that. Yeah, the story makes no sense. There's like following it is impossible.
And what's really bad is too, like the acting can be pretty good at times. So it just feels like everyone else but the writers and directors are giving it the proper like energy. Like, yeah, there's a real disconnect.
Not what I expected from this. Like, I was actually excited to watch this movie,
Ooh, that's
and
unfortunate.
I was let down hard. I mean, to me, there's always the shining light to say, hey, I did something I never, I consumed a piece of fiction that I never, experienced before. I make an episode about it, so some people don't have to suffer like we did and watch this movie and go, oh yeah, I know what that movie is now. Cast talked about it. So hey, there is that.
It's a fair
That's how I
point.
look at it.
I like that take.
I mean, this was like, there's been a few times, and I watched it like, oh man, I felt bad that I asked you guys to watch this bullshit. Like, I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, like, I don't know. My take is like, yeah, it's a bad movie, but I had enjoyable time talking about how bad this movie is. It was worth watching.
I try not to normally on this show, I try not to shit on stuff, but there are certain things that just need to be taken. You just need to shit on, and this was one of those where it deserved it. So,
Mike, I do eventually want to watch every animated film ever before I die. So, yeah, I was going to get around to this sometime. Probably when I was 73 or 4, if I get that far. But, I got it out of the way, and on an animation level, it could have been a lot worse. I'll give you that, buddy.
I mean, I think the animation was decent. Like, I liked the animation. It's that style of anime that I like, late 90s 90s anime in general, which is where I grew up watching anime. Like, I like that style. So I had no problem with that part of it.
Yeah, everything looks cool. Like, I also
I'll
like
tell you,
that style of animation. But they're like the oversized feet and fists, and like I love that. The like like almost cartoony, right? Great.
Yeah, but like if you're comparing that to Street Fighter 2, like it doesn't have the same sense of confidence in its storytelling and the backgrounds, and that's where it suffers a lot. Like in Street Fighter 2, you are very specifically aware of wherever the fuck you're at generally. They have specific cultural identities for everything they're doing. And in this you get a lot of nondescript buildings. And the Sakuga, it helps carry a lot, and I had a fun time watching these fight scenes, and I think there's some smooth acting going on that can be kind of subtle here and there when it's not slugging. So I do think this is decent on an animation level. I didn't really have the time to go through and put it under the microscope, but everything feels very fluid, and like things feel like they have weight when they hit each other, and that's pretty fucking important.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, again, maybe if you watch this movie and weren't paying any attention to it, you might enjoy it. Just turn off the subtitles, turn off the volume, and just watch it that way. It might be a better movie.
No, Mike. No, because the first time I tried to watch this, I was walking around and just hearing these people scream at each other and say petty little things. It actually makes you despise this if you're not watching it.
Well, I would say mute it and just watch the cool action at different
just
points.
watch the
That was it.
pictures.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. This could be a fun AMV.
I mean, it felt like the quality of an anime music video that I watched, as incoherent as them. So, yeah. I think that's. Any last things you guys want to say before we go to our shelf stacker box?
I'll save my last few words for my shelf stacker box.
Okay, I'll go first.
I'm good.
It's going in the box. I have not been this annoyed with a movie in a bit of time. So yeah, go in the box. I will never watch this again in my life. But hey, I watched it once. I created content from it. I'm good. Never need to see it again, and I'm so happy I didn't spend a dime on this movie. I normally don't say that. So props to you, movie. Kyle.
I think I'm gonna put this in the box. It wasn't like I didn't have a bad time watching it or anything, but it's not a good movie. It makes no sense. It's kind of creepy at parts. Other people don't need to watch this.
Nope. And Rob.
Well, weighing both of your very divisive comments in my head as part of my answer, I think I'm going to go with the controversial opinion and say the box. No, this is going in the box. Like, oh my word. I mean, this thing just doesn't know its head from its ass. Like, there are moments that show professionalism, and the animation is very nice to look at. But if you're a Street Fighter fan, this is going to leave you lacking. If you want like an anime that has like genuine heart, and soul to it. It's not paced well enough to create those moments. And these characters are paper thin fighting game characters, and there is just no way of creating interest for them. Like there's no way of creating personality for them with this setup, and it leaves a lot to be wanting. I mean, if you're not a huge animation fan, this one doesn't matter. If you're an anime fan, maybe it's nice to have in your head as a little memento of what late 90s anime looked like. I think that's slightly fair for it because it does, like, I'm pretty sure a lot of these people were anime industry heavies that worked on this. You can kind of tell in how things hit each other and how, just people move. Like, I do feel it's good to look at, but that's also like counterbalanced against this absolute dog shit story that refuses to explain itself and is so extreme that it becomes laughable and ridiculous. All this stuff about Data, like it was old hat by the time they got to this movie. And the fact that they just had this guy screaming about Data at the year 2000, like it's really hollow. Like it's a hollow attempt at commentary. It's the type of commentary you get in a junk science fiction film that doesn't know how to create actual stakes out of that commentary. We're at the edge of the millennium when we're creating this. They probably have some clue that Y2K is the fear for scientists and stuff, and they don't do anything to express the concept or the working reality of what Data entails in this fucking movie besides mad scientist fodder. It's embarrassing. Yeah, a lot of the stuff feels embarrassing. There's also the sexualization of a teenager. I mean, I think we can all kind of agree that there's a little bit of sexualization with her. Like,
There's not a little. Okay, little, yeah, little's right. But still,
I mean,
panty
like,
shot is dumb.
compared to other anime films, like it does
It could be way
present
worse,
it
but it
cinematically. Like
exists.
yeah, it's there. Like it's like we shouldn't ignore that. Like as a point against this movie, and it's
Fair.
really foolhardy with its children characters. And for a lot of people watching, they don't come to a Street Fighter film to see a child get a gun pointed at its fucking head. I'd imagine. At least most of the time, that's not one of my requirements for a Street Fighter film generally.
Somebody it was.
So yeah, I mean, I just think it should go into the box. I just think it's a mean-spirited, like general piece of shit that even if you're taking into the fact that it has pretty decent quality animation, that animation is mired in tropes that are pretty wholesale for what the anime industry entails by this point in time, even today in a lot of ways. So yeah, I'm sorry. It's just going in the box. I think this
Don't
is
be
my
sorry.
second boxed item on games my mom found. No, I shouldn't be sorry. They should have worked harder. They should have cared more.
I always blame whenever something is bad. I don't blame the artist. I don't blame the guy who wrote it. I blame somebody who's writing the check every time.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I mean, that's
It's
I would say
cynical.
the case 90% of the time. It's somebody who's doing the money. It
Yeah.
somehow
Every
always becomes that.
every bit of it feels cynical, like every beat of it feels cynical, like they're trying to twist at your heartstrings. Like every time you have to watch like Ryu and this useless child who doesn't matter in the long run have like a long moment, man, they will spend time just having that hold frame there, and it's very noticeable. It feels like filling.
Yeah.
Feels bad.
Yeah, I don't like this movie. Yeah, you know what? I thought I could be nicer to this movie, but no, this is a dumb movie. I'd give it a 3 out of 10. You know,
That's
like
fair.
like
I think
maybe if you're an
that's about
animator,
right.
you can
About
yeah,
right.
like maybe if you're an animator, you can sit down and take it apart and learn, how to do some good perspective and some good Sakuga. But after that, I don't really think it has a lot of merit for Street Fighter fans or the general populace.
No, I mean when you like I said earlier, you go on YouTube and there's only 2 reviews. Now there will be 3, guys. One will be an audio podcast, but like
Well,
that's saying something that nobody gives a shit about your item.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We should just. I think we'll just go to plugs. And Robbie, where can people find you at?
People can find me on Spotify and Apple. I'm trying to get all my stuff on the Internet Archive. I'm still in the process of doing that. I juggle a lot, people, so please forgive me for the amount of time I take to do things sometimes. You can find me on Blue Sky. I have a Discord account that I spend a little more time on. Don't look me up on X. That's a terrible site. I don't use it anymore.
Nobody should.
Yeah, we got Batman Cape Crusader episodes coming out. We got some other stuff coming out. Lupin the Third Part 4, the Italian Adventure episodes will be coming up in the next couple of months. Good times on Conversations with Robbie Sherman. I hope you'll join me.
All right. And if you enjoyed this episode, there are over 900 episodes of this podcast. We do movies, TV shows, video games, comics, all sorts of content. If you want to hear other Street Fighter content, it will be in the show notes. Check those out. We did a few other movies and games where we didn't complain the whole time, so check those out. If you want to support the show, we do have a Patreon, a little dog vote in our Patreon polls. We have 1 to 2 polls a month. If you donate $10 or more, I will give you a shout out, like Phoebe Stanton, the Let's Play Princess on YouTube and Twitch. Also has her own podcast, Nerds at Broadcast, so check her out. And absolutely the best podcast of Work in Progress with Zach, who's on the show quite often. He talks about MC movies, MCU adjacent movies, and they are currently on the Alien franchise. So check out his show. And also check out Gamer Looks to 40, still on hiatus, but he'll be back eventually. And shout out my awesome intro and outro, courtesy of Helena at Hell Hasbury. Follow her on. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only, and rate and reviews wherever you get your podcast. It helps out the algorithm. I think that's everything I need to say, so we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.